Okay, so let's just do a quick recap. At the end of Back to Chicago Part 2, I saw my friend, who I'm recording with in 2 days, walking towards his house, which I am parked across the street from. So I got out of the car, and I went up to him, and here's the new information. It wasn't my friend, and I realized it almost the second I got out of the car. But I still went up to this guy, and I said, hey, oh, hi, whoa, hey, sorry, you're not who I thought you were. And for some reason, he thought that was funny. He introduced himself. His name is Roy. So Roy and I just kind of, hey, what are you doing? Let's go get some coffee. So Roy and I went to a little cafe down the street. Turns out Roy works in media for the Art Institute of Chicago. He plans events. He does online stuff. I don't understand all of it. But he told me that this weekend there is a special event for mega donors of the Art Institute of Chicago where they're closing the doors early and getting everybody else out of there, locking the doors, and then they're just letting in the mega donors, and they're going to kind of have free reign of the whole Art Institute of Chicago. And he's excited about the event, but he feels like it's a little bland, that it's really just going to be these people walking alone. There'll be champagne and there'll be wine and little snacks and little trays of food and charcuterie, I think that's a word, and cookies and things like that. But it's not going to, he's looking for a little spice, a little zing, a little pizzazz. And I said, hey, I love what you're putting down here. I love what you're saying. Hear me out. My name is Johnny Winjo. I'm a singer and a songwriter, and he didn't know who I was. Roy had no idea. Roy's considerably younger than I am, and it's okay that he doesn't know who I am. I am way past my prime. I mean, it's not even a thing. It's gone. It's done. But I explained to Roy that in the mid-90s, I released an album called Songs About Some of My Favorite Artists, parenthetically, Artists Who Paint. And you could see the light bulb turn on just above Roy's head. And he said, Johnny, how would you like to be the spice, the extra, the cherry on top of the mega donor fundraiser Sunday? And I was like, of course I would love to. First of all, I enjoy sweets. What are you thinking, my man? And he said, you got an acoustic guitar? And I said, I have a number of acoustic guitars. And he said, that's not important. We just need one. And I said, fantastic. We've got that covered. He said, do you have songs about the following artists? And then he listed a bunch of artists, Rembrandt and Van Gogh and Picasso and, who's the lady that does the cloud? Give me a second here. Give me a second. Hey Siri, who's the lady who does the clouds? Siri, who's the lady who does the clouds? Okay. Georgia O'Keeffe. Got it. And she does other paintings too. So Rembrandt, Picasso, Van Gogh, Georgia O'Keeffe, all artists who have songs written about them on my album, Songs About Some of My Favorite Artists, parenthetically, Artists Who Paint. So I guess the idea is that while these mega donors have the Art Institute to themselves and they're walking from wing to wing and floor to floor, I'm going to be wandering around the Art Institute with my guitar. And then when I reach the area where Rembrandt's paintings are, and we have these mega donors, standing and drinking and eating and looking at the Rembrandt, I then will gently serenade them with my song about Rembrandt, which comes off my album, Songs About Some of My Favorite Artists, parenthetically, Artists Who Paint. Rembrandt paints. It's going to be great. I'm so excited. Debbie, if you are listening to this, oh, okay, first of all, Debbie is my new personal assistant, and she is doing a bang-up job. But Debbie, this message is for you. I apologize that I haven't been in contact with you for a little while now. But I am not going to be at the North Side House this weekend. I've got a gig now down at the Art Institute, and I'm also going to be recording with my friend. So I'm just going to stay downtown, like by the Art Institute, by Soldier Field, etc. So go ahead. You can go into the main house if you want. Have a weekend, you know. If you're feeling cooped up in the carriage house, you've got the keys to the main house. Go in. There's a ton of food in the fridge and the freezer. There's also a ton of booze and cigarettes and pretty much anything else you can think of. I don't know if you're the type of adult person who spends an entire weekend in your boss's house smoking and drinking, but if you are, go for it. Have a time. Maybe, oh, you know what? Maybe you could come down to the Art Institute. Oh, no, but wait, you're not a mega donor. No. So consider becoming a mega donor, and then when we do this again next year, you can come to the show. That would be great. Anyways, we'll get all the other stuff figured out next time we talk. So, hey, I got a weekend now. This is going to be great. Gotta tell you, I love this city. What a great, great, great city. I do, however, have to really practice songs from the album, songs about some of my favorite artists, parenthetically, artists who paint. I don't think I've played any of them live in, over a decade. Wow. Okay. All right. Have a great weekend.